Governor Greg Abbott is deploying the National Guard ahead of Saturday's left-wing protests against immigration enforcement. This is Thursday, June 12, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for spending part of this Thursday with the Texas Minute. Do me a favor, after you listen to today's edition, please give the show a rating on your podcast app, and if you have time, leave a review. We appreciate the feedback, and it actually helps others find the show. Let's get into today's news. In a move applauded by election security advocates, Collin County's commissioners voted this week to use handmarked ballots in the November 2025 election. Their plan would eliminate the use of ballot marking devices except for voters with disabilities. Advocates for handmarked ballots say they're more secure than the machine-counted ballot systems in common use. Those machines tally votes using barcodes which voters can't just visually verify. The new Collin County system will print ballots on demand as voters check in at polling places using newly purchased printers. Voters will then handmark each selection on the ballot. A sweeping law enforcement initiative led by the FBI Dallas Field Office and the North Texas Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force has resulted in the rescue of 109 children and the arrest of 244 individuals involved in online exploitation. The operation was conducted throughout April 2025 and represents one of the largest coordinated crackdowns on digital child exploitation in Texas history. The operation brought together more than 70 law enforcement agencies from across the state. In just a moment, the Texas Minute will look at preparations for Saturday's nationwide protests.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
As riots erupt in cities like Los Angeles and protests targeting U.S. immigration and customs enforcement are planned for this weekend, Governor Greg Abbott is deploying the Texas National Guard across the state to deter potential violence and maintain order. Under both the Texas Constitution and federal law, governors have broad authority to activate their state's National Guard in response to emergencies, including civil unrest. In his role as Commander-in-Chief of the Texas National Guard when not federalized, Abbott can deploy troops to assist law enforcement, protect property, and respond to threats to public safety. Abbott's approach stands in sharp contrast to that of California Governor Gavin Newsom, who's opposed efforts by President Donald Trump to bring in federal troops or National Guard units to restore order in cities like Los Angeles. It's worth noting here that the Austin protest will start on the Texas Capitol grounds, thanks to a sponsorship of the left-wing event by Houston Democrat Gene Wu. Gene Wu is the House Democrat Caucus chairman. So with cities preparing for protests against the enforcement of federal immigration law, local officials in the Lone Star State are warning residents to remain peaceful. San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg is calling on protesters to be peaceful, even as he described those protesters' feelings as, quote, more than justified. Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson told Texas Scorecard that he wants residents and visitors to know he sees, quote, public safety as the city's top priority. While Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker didn't respond to questions, Tarrant County Judge Tim O'Hare said that, quote, chaos, violence, rioting, and lawlessness demonstrated in Los Angeles have no place in a civilized society and will not be tolerated in Tarrant County. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said his office stands ready, quote, to deal with any threats to public safety or property. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Aaron Anderson, Brandon Waltons, and Sidney Henry. Our producer is Nick Shepard, who gets the Texas Minute delivered to your ears. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.